It is crazy, but it's a lot of fun. It's basically like a childhood dream come true, you know? When I was a kid, I would always dream about making a big slide with my crazy carpets. I could go down and have this awesome time, but then I start actually building it, and I realize after a day it's impossible to do what I imagined in my head. But now we have this wonderful facility, and it's just like sliding on a crazy carpet. Well, the sport itself is, it seems really dangerous, so it has the advantage of seeming extreme and fun and crazy to do. But in essence, it's basically just like sliding down a frozen water slide. And you will get a lot of bumps and bruises when you're just starting out because you hit walls and you just aren't that experienced. But in general, it seems pretty safe. You don't have any major trauma. But what I'm worried about is when you're sliding, you get a lot of vibration, like small hits to the head. You might, if you hit a wall, you just whack your head a little bit. Sometimes the track is a bit rough, and so you just get a lot of vibration. Wow. So you get down and you have a headache sometimes, and you figure, oh, it's just because I've been sliding too often, too many times. People call that sled head. It's kind of like shaken baby syndrome for adults. And that's something that worries me because there's lots of research, lots of talks these days about repeated head injuries and what it can do to your brain when you're older. So I don't want to wake up at 50 years old and have some sort of degenerative, I guess, brain trauma. And basically that's what we're going to be looking into, is how these repeated small traumas to the head can actually influence, I guess, your brain if it has any detrimental effect. So ideally you want to be close to the ice because it's not very aerodynamic to be looking up all over the place, so your head is naturally very close to the ice. And when you go into a corner that has a lot of pressure, you sometimes just actually rest your head on the ice. It's easier to do that than try to resist. So as you're scraping along the ice, you might hit a bump in the ice and it whacks your head so hard sometimes you feel as if it feels like a punch to the head. Or sometimes people get stars and feel disoriented. And so that's the most troubling thing for me.
And you said that there's times where you feel like you're going to get knocked out.
Yeah, it does happen. People hit their head so hard, you know, they're disoriented, and then you wake up. Well, you don't wake up, you don't actually get knocked out, but by the time you regain your composure, you're 2 corners away from where you hit your head, and it doesn't make for a good run. But also, it gives you major headaches and stuff like that.
Which should probably be telling you something.
Which should probably be telling you something. So what I want to know is, if I get a headache at the end of sliding, is it something I should be really concerned about, even though I didn't hit my head very hard? Or is it something that I have to be really concerned about and take some time off sliding? Well, the sensor kit will be very useful because it's going to be measuring the acceleration that your head's undergoing, how hard of a hit you're experiencing, like how many Gs, and going to record that for many runs and just give you a sense of actually how hard your head is being hit. Your sled undergoes a lot of vibration, but because your head's not directly attached to your sled, there's some dampening effect because your neck, you know, dampens the oscillations. So it's going to tell us, I guess, give us some numbers as to how hard your head is actually being hit. And so there's not very much research about low impact or vibrations like that. It's mostly, you know, hard hits to the head when you're getting checked into the boards for hockey, or, you know, getting punched in the head when you're boxing or something like that.